When you've been around as long as I have, man, you have some crazy stories. Stories about annoying little monsters. Stories about monsters who think they're people. Stories about people who fight monsters. And stories about people who fight people. But the strangest story of all is about a youth whose baby mama was a mummy and whose granddaddy was Dracula himself. A kid who was half mummy, half vampire, half nerd. This is his story, man, and the story of that fateful Halloween night. This is the story of Underfist.
Underfist Halloween Bash is the best Billy and Mandy movie out of all of them. It's funny how the best movie of the show is the one where they switch the main characters. So sometime in 2008, this movie aired on Cartoon Network as a pilot for a spin-off show Maxwell Adams wanted to be greenlit, starring his favorite side characters, which coincidentally some of them are actually my favorite side characters. But unfortunately, the man who is supposedly not as bad as Christina Miller turned the idea down. I'll briefly talk about this later, but for now I want to share my thoughts on this movie. So the basic story is that a group of living candy creatures from the underworld in the most ironic position attack the city of Ennsville hoping to invade it, and it's up for a group of people called Underfist to stop their reign and save Ennsville. At first, the movie basically started off with a similar plot to Jacked Up Halloween. A bunch of underworld creatures are creating havoc during Halloween, except they're candies now instead of pumpkins, and there's more fight scenes, which is the main difference between Underfist and Billy and Mandy. There's more energetic action, not necessarily in the most choreographed fashion, but still entertaining. They also managed to offer some funny gags, like how when Fred Burger tried to spell his name, Hoss and Scar were being bitten by the antagonist in different inventive and humorous ways. The humor is flooded with cleverly written humor. There's also this one moment during the battle where they use black bars as tools to make very creative gags. The art style is different enough to be distinct, but not enough to feel unfamiliar. As for the main characters, I was pleasantly surprised at how Orin didn't piss me off. He was actually relatable and had an actual character struggle and arc that kept me invested. It also helps that the movie embraced the part about his character that's actually interesting, which is the fact that he's the descendant of both a mummy and a vampire. However, Hoss Delgado was definitely my favorite character. He was definitely the funniest and the one that got the most interesting character development as we figure out why he has so much hatred towards monsters, and the person responsible for that was the main villain Bun Bun, this manipulative bunny who was also responsible for the pain of the other characters. We never got to learn why, and it's one of the reasons why I kinda want this show to happen. I wanna know if there's a chance we might find out why he did those things. Well, besides that one joke before he died. General Scar was joyful to watch, at least for me personally, and there's this one particular scene where he proves to Bun Bun that he was incorrect when he said to him that he doesn't know anything about treachery, which for someone who has watched Evil Con Carne and has seen Scar betray Hector multiple times, it was incredibly satisfying seeing Scar proving Bun Bun wrong. Fred Burger and Jeff were fun to watch. The movie decided to portray Jeff as more of a childish person, which worked pretty fine. It helped give him and Fred more chemistry, and an arc where Jeff attempts to act more maturely, which gave him enough motive to help stop the bad guys. Fred was mostly just doing it for fun, and Scar was kind of just caught in a moment, while Hoss and Irwin had more character-driven motives. As for the original gang, they ended up playing a part in helping Underfist stop the bad guys. Grim and Billy ended up becoming scientists, although I'm pretty sure it's not pure science. I'm sure Grim put some magic juice in there. I also find kind of fitting that Billy was part of the creative department of the weaponry and gadgets, because while he is incredibly stupid, he has shown to be a creative person. However, the most interesting direction was the fact that Mandy ended up becoming president, which I find it to be amusing because Mandy always wanted to be a world dictator and take over the world, and now she's pretty much in the most powerful position, and instead of being evil and all, she helped save the planet, which is incredibly funny to me. And to finally end, at the last scene we saw a sort of parody of the last scene of The Incredibles, except here the interpretation was more cynical. One gripe I might have with the movie is that there's no inspiring or fulfilling enough reason for the main characters to join Underfist, besides the fact that they were kind of just caught in a moment. Also, there's one moment during the movie where the team fell apart, and while it did make sense in terms of character motivations and how the story was going, it still felt kind of cliche. I guess besides these points, the movie was pretty dang good. Now in regards to the idea of Underfist becoming a full series, I'm not sure what to think. While I ended up enjoying the movie and I'm sure Maxwell Adams would have put a lot of passion into this project, I'm too uncertain of the direction the show would take. But regardless, the show will never happen, and to be honest, I'm kinda fine with that. So yeah, this was a pretty good Halloween movie. Why not watch it? Although, Halloween is almost over. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye for now.